Excuse me, could you point me in the direction of ScreamCity? Never mind, I think I found it.
Hello, horror freaks. Welcome back to season 3 of ScreamCity. I'm your host, Jess.
And I'm Monica, and in today's episode, we are discussing Better Watch Out from 2016. I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on this movie and to see if I was correct
Okay. Hi.
about guessing what you felt
Yeah.
about this
Well,
movie.
it's something. But we'll get into that. But before we get into that, let's get life stuff out of the way. So, Monica, any jump scares these past couple of days? We just had Christmas.
El Christmas. Just again trying to bounce back financially,
Same.
Yeah, credit card statement is a bit of a jump scare right now, but hopefully that'll get fixed. I don't know, eventually.
It will, inshallah.
Inshallah. But no, nothing crazy. Life's just been insane. Holidays,
Yeah.
and the New Year's is coming up. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
What about you?
Yeah, we won't talk to you guys until
We
next
won't
year.
talk to you guys until next year. Also,
I worked Christmas Day.
oh, that sucks. Oh, wait, I did too.
Oh,
I'm like, damn, that sucks. I did too.
yeah, okay. Yeah. I was there.
Yeah,
It was
physically, not mentally.
physically, not mentally. Mentally, I was asleep,
Same.
as I should have been,
No, same.
but I wasn't.
I was actually late for my shift because I was
Really?
like, I am not waking up.
But yeah, like us, most of you guys know us Mexicans, we like to celebrate on the 24th.
Mhm.
So I asked for the 24th off, and I worked the 25th.
Nice.
But guess what? Holiday pay.
Oh, same.
Starts
That's
crying.
great.
But yeah.
I had to be there.
Yeah, nothing crazy besides that.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the movie. So, like we mentioned in every episode, there will be some spoilers in this movie, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
All right.
But to give a brief summary of the movie, on a quiet suburban street, a babysitter must defend a 12-year-old boy from intruders, only to discover it's far from a normal home invasion. And damn is it.
Okay. Well, okay. I was about to start talking, but
okay.
I will wait. I'm gonna let it
Fair.
cook. I'm gonna let it cook.
Let it marinate a little
But
bit.
anyway, now that we have that out of the way, Monica, why don't
Yeah.
you start us off with your first impression watching this film for the first time?
Yeah.
Or your most recent time.
'Kay.
And what would you say is your favorite scene and kill?
Okay. So my first impression with this movie is I watched it. Well, my first impression in general was just what the fuck. A very what the hell moment. I watched it for the first time, I think last year or the year before. I'm not exactly sure, but I do remember saying "fuck them kids." This and The Quiet Place will forever be like my why have kids. By the end of it, but overall, it's it's a good movie to me. I did actually enjoy this movie. It's pretty cool. It has some cool and kind of sad kills. It's a very it's a dark version of Home Alone, maybe. I don't really know, but I think this was enough birth control for me because it's pretty intense.
Free birth control.
Luke is too much as a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
100%.
a bit much. Favorite scene, I don't know. I had quite a few favorite scenes. I think I like well, I don't know because there's kind of like two kills that I really liked in the movie. But one of them is more like that hit me a little harder emotionally than the other one.
Ricky.
The one that hit me emotionally was uh is it Ricky that no. No, not Ricky's. Garrett.
Garrett? Oh.
Yes, his was
fuck him.
well, yes, fuck him, but like
I will say
I think it was just sad because it's like this whole time, like he thought his friend was his friend, but like in reality,
for me,
he cared about nobody.
For me, and what I was gonna mention too, real quick, is that I didn't like. Okay, actually, I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. So favorite scene, I don't really know. I liked like the overall well, Ricky's actually was kind of sad. Like that was a little bit like it I don't know. Ricky's was too much.
It was.
It was a lot.
I think
But I like
Yeah.
this because what I was gonna say, like, I like the setup of Ricky's
Uh-huh.
because like it was literally like the scene of like Home Alone,
Mhm.
just so much darker.
Yeah. More
Um,
gruesome.
100%. But I like the setup of it. Like I like how he took something that was, or I like how kind of like they paid, I guess, like an homage to Home Alone in this. And so like the setup of him like setting up the paint cans and everything, let alone like he actually strapped down his victim and everything. But like I don't know. I just thought that overall like get together scene was pretty cool.
Yeah.
A favorite kill, I Jerry again. Ricky's was just it was just so sad. But I did like Garrett's because like emotionally it was kind of sad. Like he was also a shitty kid, but like again, he thought he would be protected by his friend. He shouldn't have done that. He gave his friend too much like
Leeway.
confidence, if that makes sense.
Too much power.
But I thought Jeremy's was pretty good.
Noose.
Yes. And how he like had set him up like a whole like letter of like
Yeah.
confessing his love and like
Yeah.
he basically like set up this whole
Like a
scenario.
suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I thought Jeremy's was pretty good too and like clever, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Because I feel like that's kind of the whole point of what Luke is trying to go for. Because he thinks he's like a lot
Like a
more,
murder suicide.
yeah, like he thinks he's a lot grown than what he is, obviously. But I don't know. It's just this movie's a bit of a wild ride. What about you?
Okay, so I watched this for the very first time last night.
Mhm.
I had no idea what I was getting myself into or where the plot was gonna go in general. Like
That's
I
good.
feel like the plot was and not in a bad way, but I feel like the plot was changing every 2 seconds.
Yes.
I genuinely did think that this was like a home invasion movie, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Okay, like this is terrifying, but
Mhm.
I can fuck with it,"
Mhm.
you know? And literally during the scene where like they go downstairs from the attic,
Mhm.
my sister asked me, she's like, "What do you think so far about the movie?" And I was like, "Well, I'll be honest, I think it's the friend."
Mhm.
And sure enough, it was the friend.
Kinda figured that
Like the
out.
mask, the itching in the back and
Oh,
all of
yeah.
that. And I was like, yeah, it's 100% the friend.
Yeah.
And then Ashley herself was like, "What the fuck?" Um um I'll say one thing. I say that and then I say like a million things. My sister told me that she found this movie very disturbing. And I was
It
like,
is pretty disturbing.
it's to be fair, my sister finds a lot of
Oh, like,
she has a specific
that's
genre
true,
that
that's true.
she's like, "Oh, disturbing," right?
Mhm.
But I was like, "Interesting, like, I haven't heard that from her in a while, so I'm really
She
interested
goes,
to
"How
know."
bad could this be?"
Right. And again, I went into it completely blind,
That's
no
the best.
idea, did not watch the trailer.
Good.
The only thing I've ever seen is the poster of Ashley holding the
Oh,
knife
uh-huh.
and Luke in the back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Um, it was it was a movie. Like, there were scenes where I was really uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and we'll get into those later. Trigger
Mhm.
warning. Um, but yeah, my favorite scene, I honestly don't know either. But
I
I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna say I and this is a really long scene, but I think from where the before we see Garrett for the second time, like, he leaves to go to his house, and then he
Yeah.
comes back, and
Mhm.
they play a joke on her and all of that,
Yeah.
right? I think wherever, you know,
Get
kind
or
of
before it ends
yeah,
or
beginning
starts.
there and then ending where, Ashley finds out that Garrett is the,
Mhm.
the invader or whatever.
Yeah.
I kinda liked that whole suspense. I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay," like,
Like,
I liked it.
what's gonna
Yeah,
happen?
I liked it a lot. My favorite kill. Okay, my favorite kill is Garrett. Because the way that this kid
The
went
man went flying.
flying
It was so
across the
funny.
room was so funny.
Kinda like the kill from X, where
Oh, yeah,
what's
where,
her face, Jenna
Jenna
Ortega
Ortega
gets
goes flying.
gets
The
shot
thing's just
sideways.
so funny. But again, I do think his kill was, like, the funniest. Um, I think Jer Jeremy's and Ricky's were both, like, really sad.
They were really dark.
They were
They were
really
just very, like,
yeah.
intensified, which, I mean, it's kind of the point of what he was going for, but, like
They were sad, but I will admit that Garrett's was 1% sad too, just because he was like, "I want my mom," and
He
then
was
gets
begging for his mom, and I
yeah.
thought that was also pretty sad.
Fuck up.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it was really sad.
12-year-olds annoy me.
Okay, well, since we're adding to all of that, let's just go ahead and discuss the movie a little bit. Do you want to mention
Sure.
one of the scenes that disturbed you?
Well, there's many, and in fact, I'll say 2 of them right now.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is when Luke slaps Ashley down the stairs.
Yeah, hard too.
Hard. I was like, how does this
How did you fake
12-year-old,
that?
80-pound, like, kid have
Like
that
so
much
much power, so much
Um,
force.
so
Yeah,
that was insane.
it was pretty sad.
The other scene that made me super uncomfy, and I was like, I don't know if I kind of want to. I kind of want to
Continue.
stop.
What is
Yeah, I kind of want to stop. Was like the truth or dare scene.
Is that where Garrett is daring Luke, or is it the opposite? I forget.
It's. I mean, they kind of. Ooh, sorry. They kind of take turns playing the game.
Okay.
But Garrett does dare Luke to touch her breast.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was really
And
uncomfortable.
yeah, because she's like tied down to the
Yeah.
chair.
And like, oh, gross.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of scenes in this where like at moments I don't know. I think it's because how old is he supposed to be? Like
12.
Oh, he's supposed to be 12.
Yeah.
Damn. That's so sad.
Because Ashley was like, "You're 12," and he was like, 13 in a few weeks
Oh,
or whatever.
that's true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Mhm.
And I think like I don't know, I don't think we ever get like a really good background story on like how his life actually is. I think we just get a few glimpses on like I mean, because from what it looks like, maybe his parents are a little
I think they're rich.
absent.
Yeah.
They're like stinking rich, but I think they're kind of absent. Like that's kind of the vibe I was sort of getting.
Yeah.
Maybe like they love him and they want him to
Right.
have everything because like you know, like they care for him a lot and everything, but like I don't know, or maybe I don't know.
But also,
That's just the vibe I
I
get.
remember, and I was using my phone to write down notes, so I could have misheard something, but I think was it right before Luke stabs Ashley in the neck,
Mhm.
where Luke is like, or Ashley's like, "I know why your mom stopped sleeping with you."
Oh,
in your
yeah,
bed.
yeah.
And he was like, "Why? Why?" You know, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I think
I guess maybe they did have a close relationship. I don't know. I don't know if if it just shows like what enabling does too much or if it like I don't really know what the product of this kid came out to be, but like he is just so conniving and he is so like he's so
he's
quick
so
and sneaky. Like the fucking the thing with the pencil like on his door
yeah.
to make it seem like if he never came out of his room.
I mean, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I hate this kid.
The mom was like, I forgot.
Like he's
I
he's
forgot
not
who
supposed
said
to
this.
know about the pencil.
I forgot who said this, if it was Ashley or the mom, or maybe someone else. But basically, the reason why they put the pencil there is because Luke, quote unquote, started sleepwalking because some money was missing from the mom's wallet.
Oh, I
Remember?
think that was the mom.
Was that the mom saying
Well,
that?
yeah, because I mean because I think she was explaining that to
Ashley?
to Ashley,
I think so too.
or something like that. I don't know, but
But yeah, that's
this I don't know. Luke was just like a character that I hated I hated him the entire movie. Even I
Me
mean,
too.
I felt bad for him at first because I was like, oh, he has a crush on his babysitter,
Right.
and like his babysitter finds him
Typical,
repulsive,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
because she's literally like what 18, 17.
Mhm.
And so like I'm like, oh, you know, like haha hee hee. And then from the
It just
minute where he was just exposed of like what he's actually doing just made me hate him
Yeah.
the entire time. But also like for him to be that clever and think of something so diabolical, like I guess I can give him props. I don't know. Like how do you give props to like someone who's so psychotic?
I don't know.
But he's really intense as a kid.
I will say, I will give props. I will give credit where credit is due. Ashley, my homegirl Ashley,
She did.
is one of the smartest white people I've seen in a horror movie. Because I think she was very quick, like, she was quick to act, which
Mhm.
I appreciate.
Mhm.
But also, I always notice this. But she actually closed and locked all the doors.
Oh, she
locked all the
did.
doors, yeah.
She did.
And yet,
I do remember that.
of course, there were still ways for them to be unlocked. But I appreciate that because
She
a lot
was
of stupid people in
They just
horror
leave
movies just leave them unlocked. And I'm like,
or sometimes, like, if the doors opens on their own, they don't bother closing it sometimes. That's intense.
Or
I
like
think
they close it and then they don't lock it. I'm like, you crazy people.
I think you had mentioned this that if they were just a little bit older, that Wyatt or Jaden would have been a pretty good Luke.
I think so
I
too.
think Jaden Martell would have been a really good Luke. I think he has like this intensity to his acting that I think he would have portrayed someone as psychotic as that.
100%.
However,
Especially from
yes,
yeah.
but I do think that Levi Miller, the guy who actually plays Luke in this movie, I think
Oh, he ate down.
absolutely
He left no crumbs.
I think if I were to see him in the street, I'd be
I
like,
would
"Don't come
run
near me.
away.
Don't come near me."
I would run away.
I'm like, "You are a child.
Yeah.
Don't come near me."
Actually, I looked him up like last night, and he
I mean,
doesn't
I'm sure he's a
look-
lot grown
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Probably like 19, 20 now,
Yeah.
but like he's too
But I
much.
was getting Wyatt Olive, sorry.
Is
Olive,
that
Stan,
yes.
baby Stan.
Yes.
I was getting him vibes because of the curly hair and the squeaky voice. I'm
Bro,
sorry.
oh my gosh, the voice cracks in
Yeah.
this like movie that come out of him. I don't know, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it definitely could be that he was literally going through puberty during this movie, and so they just came out naturally, or if he forced some of these only because again, like I think it's just to kind of intensify and hence that he's
A child.
he's a literal child doing these things that he think is supposed to be like this. Also, I'm now like talking about it because I haven't seen it in like I watched it over the weekend and I kind of forgot some things. His whole point was that basically like if no one can have like if I can't have her, no one can have her, or was it like
Basically.
or just
Yeah.
wanting to do something so bad that he was like I don't even give a fuck anymore, like of who?
No, I
dies.
think, and I could be wrong. I did watch this last night, but I think he does mention that like either Ashley or Luke mentioned something very similar to that about like, if I can't have you,
Then
no one
like
can.
no one can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was just like like sometimes motives like this can, I mean, drive someone so crazy. Like I feel like this is also such a like grown person mentality,
Mhm.
like if that makes sense. So for someone to be like 12 years old and have like this obsession with this like person, and then for them to be like, well, if I can't have you, no one can, and they literally commit like a
Yeah.
like a
whole
murder scene.
Murder scene.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, it always starts young because he did kill that hamster.
Oh my god, he did. I did forget about that. Thank you for bringing it up.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, you're so
Very welcome. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the cast a little bit.
Dude, why do you hang out with this guy?
Because he's my best friend.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
No, he not. He literally marked you.
Mhm. He blew you all the way to next Sunday.
Low-key, well, high-key. Cast 8.
Oh, and 8.
8.
Left no crumbs.
Lick plate. Everything.
Lick the plate.
Wash their plate. Put it away.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll list the cast, and then Monica has some fun facts about a few of the cast.
Some of these
for you
people.
guys. But we've got Olivia DeJonge as Ashley, Levi Miller as Luke, crazy motherfucker. Ed Oxenbould as Garrett, Alex Mikic,
I think.
as Ricky, Dacre Montgomery as Jeremy, Patrick Warburton as Robert Lerner, and Virginia Madsen as Deandra Lerner.
Yeah, I genuinely loved everyone who was in this movie. I think all of their acting was pretty good. I think each of their characters were portrayed the way that they were supposed to. Because I felt for each of the characters, even Jeremy. Jeremy's character is supposed to be like this, like
Fuckboy.
nonchalant
Yeah.
fuckboy that like doesn't really care about anything. Is just using Ashley for like whatever. But even for his death, I was like, damn, that's kind of sad. So I think everyone portrayed everyone that they like their characters pretty well. I don't really have any complaints or anything. We don't really see the parents that much, but from what we do see of them, like they also did really good.
The mom was pissing me off.
The mom at the end,
Yeah.
or
No,
at
at
the
the beginning. I don't know. They just had a really weird relationship.
her like
Like the
and
parents
Oh.
get like their own relationship. Which
Oh.
is really interesting.
I don't really remember too much of the relationship
'Cause
or
the
how
mom
much.
was like, the mom was telling her husband, she was like, "Are you sure you've never sucked another man's cock?"
Oh, I
Yeah.
do not.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember.
You don't? It's at the very beginning. Like,
I
it's, I
don't
kid you
remember
not. It's
that.
like one of the very first lines she says.
Interesting.
And then,
I don't remember that. That's
and
funny.
then the dad is like, I think you think I'm metrosexual. And she's like, first of all, that's not the word. It's metrosexual.
Oh.
It's so, I don't know.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay. Well, they have a lot of animosity towards each other.
Yeah.
Um,
And of course, we do recognize a few of these people.
yeah.
Dacre is, of course, Billy from Stranger Things. Olivia and Ed are in The Visit.
Mhm.
Wink. I will say, I feel like Ed has. I feel like he would do great in comedy.
He would do good. He's a good like comedic relief character in both movies. And he does well. I like that's true.
While we were watching the movie, whenever Virginia Madsen came on screen, the mom, my sister was like, I was gonna meet her. And I was like, huh? And I think she was supposed to go to, or maybe she didn't, we just didn't get a picture.
Mm-hmm.
But she is Helen from Candyman.
Who?
Virginia Madsen.
Helen from Candyman. You know what? I've never seen Candyman. Are you talking about the remake? The Jordan Peele one?
No.
Oh.
No, the 1990.
Oh, girl, I haven't seen that in years.
1992.
Girl, I saw that
Columbus sailed the ocean.
when I was like 10.
Yeah. Well, that's her. So fun fact.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the other fun facts, now that you're stealing all of mine.
Okay.
The original title for this movie was supposed to be Safe Neighborhood, supposedly. Kind of a lame title, if you ask me.
100%.
Yeah, 100%, and I'm so glad that they changed it to
Me
something a little
too.
more festive.
I didn't feel really festive during this movie.
I felt very suicidy during this movie, which I feel like ties in with the holidays.
True.
So just a little bit,
Okay.
but 100%. I mean, they had little lights here and there, a little
Yeah.
Christmas tree, some snow,
A little
a
bit of music.
little bit of music, nothing too crazy. Something else that is pretty cool about the cast is this is actually
Actiony?
this
You're
actually
getting in
actually
what's the accent?
an Australian American movie slash production, and all of the actors except for the parents, Miss Virginia and Patrick, are Australian. Both Virginia and Patrick are actually American.
Mhm.
So in reality, this is all an
They're all
Australian do,
Australian.
which we know Australians can make really good movies.
They sure can.
They can eat with some movie production, so that's pretty
100%.
cool. I enjoy that. Okay, so despite the American setting, the sets were actually constructed with the 1.44, is it meter? Meter maybe? 4 feet 9 inches high door handles with an older Australian home, which American writer slash director Chris, is it Peckover?
Peckover.
Yeah, called a source of distraction and frustration.
I will say, I did notice that the door handles were like super high.
Yes, I
And
did
was
notice that
like-
too, and I never even picked up that this would be somewhere
But,
else that's
but
not
also
America.
in my mind, I was like, it must be like a rich person thing. But apparently now we know it's an Australian.
It's an Australian thing that like door handles are a lot higher. And
Mm-hmm.
then now I'm like thinking about it if I ever noticed that and like talk to me or anything, but
No.
I'm not 100% sure if I did. But that is also true. I did also wonder about the doorknobs. I was
I'm-
like, why
I'm
are they
pretty
so
su-
high?
Yeah.
I think I had watched this and I was like, maybe they're just small. But no, it's the door handles. Okay, now I know it's an Australian thing. So that's great.
Love that.
Glad to know.
All right. Now moving along with the episode a bit more.
Okay.
A bit more.
Uh-huh.
I think it's time to play a little
Would you rather? Yeah.
So for this would you rather that took absolutely no time at all
Nope.
to think of.
Yeah, because it was so easy.
It was super easy. It just came to mind.
Yeah.
Would you rather be tormented by the kid you're babysitting, like Ashley,
Mhm.
or experience a home invasion, Strangers style, the movie?
So, if anyone knows me, The Strangers is one of the scariest movie that I think,
Mhm.
like to this day, that I've seen. I watched this on Halloween this year whenever we were at the Airbnb in California, and I still found it so terrifying because I'm like, there's nothing scarier than just a random set of like people, family, whatever.
Because you were home.
Yeah, like it's just insane. However, babysitting a psychotic demon that is the age of 12 and going through puberty like that is also sounds very scary and almost makes it feel and sound like if I were to be home or get a home invasion by like the strangers sound a little bit more appealing. That made no sense. I just put all those words together.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't know where I was going with that.
All right.
But I would like to think so I understand that kids can be really smart no matter how diabolic or like crazy they are. So I would like to think that they are very, very smart. Like some kids can be really, really like intelligent and like book smart. But I think in this case, in this scenario, well, I don't know, because he torments her pretty bad. Because I was gonna say, I think I can manipulate a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? Like I think I can fuck with the 12-year-old's
I
head.
mean, she was
doing pretty good.
it.
Yeah, like
it.
she was kind of doing her end on like being like I'm older than you type of thing and like but I'm like there's only so much a 12-year-old can be smart about. Like even if he thought out the entire night on how he wanted it to go and like but I think something that we see in the movie to show and enhance that he's literally still a child is that every time something goes wrong, he reacts and throws a tantrum.
Mhm.
So he's letting his emotions get to him before he can like react or kind of find a solution to whatever it is that's getting fucked up. So I think if I'm babysitting a 12-year-old at the age I am now, I think I can easily manipulate a 12-year-old into like, I don't know, doing maybe not killing people.
Right.
But cuz I don't know, the thought of being like home invaded by like actual strangers just still terrifies me. So I would like to think that I
Um,
think I can like fuck with a 12-year-old.
I was gonna say something and I forgot. But here's the thing: I babysit, right?
Oh yeah.
And I do get tormented by these kids. I do. I do get tormented. To the level of Ashley and Luke.
Scary.
No.
Oh yeah.
But pretty close.
Kids are scary.
They are scary.
They're terrifying.
They're mean.
They are mean. They are mean.
Shit.
They'd be like, you got a big forehead.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, don't
Um,
say that out loud.
or they're like,
And then
"You're
I'm
old."
yeah, and then I'm the one leaving with my feelings hurt.
Exactly.
Kids are fucking
Um,
mean.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. So the scene of the home invasion, like before we find out that it was Garrett this whole time, was terrifying. I was really scared.
When? Sorry, you just said that into my mind.
The scene where the home invasion scene before we find out that
before we
Garrett,
find out, it was actually pretty like it was very intense. Yeah, it was
so
pretty intense.
scared.
It was intense, yeah. I felt really bad.
I was like, okay, I literally wrote down in my notes.
Or maybe, well, I was gonna say, no, I don't know how I would react about like to a fake home invasion planned by the kid I'm sitting, and then just to him to turn it around and being like, I'm actually going to kill you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, do your parents know what you've been up to?
Yeah. What was your answer again?
My answer was to babysit the demonic psychotic.
Same. I'm
12-year-old.
gonna choose be tormented by the kid that I'm babysitting.
Because I think there's only, I mean, and to be fair, she did technically survive, which pissed him off completely because he saw her like open her eyes whenever she was getting pulled to the ambulance.
She flicked her
And
off.
he was, yeah,
Flicked him off
flicked
too.
him off, which I thought was so funny. It's so hilarious. But well, and I don't think didn't he start crying after he killed her, like after he slit her throat.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
I think he started crying because I think he was like, "Oh my god, like I'm so sorry." Like I think he started apologizing. Yeah, like he started getting really emotional. And then he heard like his parents come or whatever, so he started doing his like night routine. But I don't know. I think it's too much for a 12-year-old to be doing all of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, shouldn't you be worried about other things? Maybe
he should be dead.
I mean, and to be fair, like when I was 12, I also hated that time But like,
Oh, I hated being 12.
I hated
but
being
I
12,
was
13,
never thinking about
14.
killing anyone
That's
else besides
true.
myself.
That's true. That's
You know what I
100%
mean?
true. That's 100% true.
So
So I guess in some ways,
I choose to be tormented by the kid I'm babysitting just because,
I would live out of spite.
guess what? Not only would I live out of spite, but do we need to remind people what I have? A
Oh,
God
God
complex.
complex. This is where I think mine would come in. Like, I
100%.
really do think I could fuck with the 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't care how smart you think you are. I'm still older.
I'm still older and wiser. And physically, probably stronger.
But if he says I have a big forehead, then it's over for me.
It's
It's
over
over
for me.
And the minute he brings up my age, that's it.
The minute
be
he
like,
brings out my insecurities, I'm done. Hey, no need to motherfucking stab me or shoot me, bro.
Just literally just point out my
Your
flaws.
Words. Hey, Caesar once said, "Words." Wait, what did they say? I think they say
Words-
words as weapons, but
words
words
as
are weapons.
Words are weapons, and they work a little bit more effectively than
Yeah,
like a knife or a gun, you know. So it's
Yeah.
pretty sad.
crazy.
So yeah, I think I'm babysitting the. So and do I make it? Maybe
Maybe.
we'll see. I don't know.
I think I will.
You think we will?
Anyway,
Okay.
all right. Well, let's go ahead and rate this movie before ending the episode. Now, this is a horror movie, so we will have our 2 scales of satisfactory and scary.
Scary.
Just because a horror movie is good does not always mean it is scary, and vice versa. So,
Good.
Monica,
Yes.
what do you rate this movie?
So scary. I think it was more thrilling. I don't want to say scary, but I mean, I guess thrilling can be a way to describe scary. But I actually gave it like around like a good 6 out of 10. Because the thought again of babysitting in suburbia also, this 12-year-old rich kid, just to find out that he's like in love with you and like wants to kill you, is honestly pretty terrifying. And kids themselves are pretty scary. And the situation itself is very intimidating. So a good six out of 10. I wasn't like terrified and like left with like the aftermath of like being scared of like I wasn't terrified of the movie. It was just a very like good concept of like I don't know. I just found it disturbing. Disturbing is just the best way that I could put this. However, satisfactory, I give it a good 8 out of 10. Yes, I was disturbed by some things, and I hate Luke as a character, but I think that just enhances on Levi's acting. He's he acts as a pretty shitty 12-year-old. And the overall concept of the movie is pretty good. I liked it. I like the cast. I like the overall production of this movie. Oh my gosh. Okay, now going back to the scene, because I literally just remembered it. I love the shot where she jumps on him to like
And
hide
they
him.
roll over.
And they roll over,
Yes.
but the camera goes with
I
it
thought
too.
that- I
Oh,
thought
that
that
was
was
so
too.
good.
That's
Because it's
right.
like this, and then like
It's
she
like
like
you-
yum, and she it goes
Yes, I love that one.
That shot was
what?
so good.
It's a one-shot scene.
It's a
isn't it?
one-shot scene.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it also kind of goes with like, because it's like filmed vertically,
Yeah,
and then she like tackles him, and then to hide him, and then it
I
goes
feel like it's
horizontal. again.
very Knives Out.
Yeah,
maybe.
like it goes with the motions.
Yeah.
That just came to me. So the production, like the cinematography for this movie is actually really good. Which I don't ever remember this movie ever being like in theaters or anything like that. So I don't know if we would consider this like an indie film or anything. But I don't know. It's an overall pretty good movie, and I enjoyed it. The two points that I knocked off for the satisfactory is just because I really hate Luke, and he made me uncomfortable. But overall, pretty good movie. What about you?
Scary. Same thing as you.
Yeah.
Scary. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 5 just because the only reason why I was truly scared was solely because of the home invasion, which we only get like
Mm-hmm.
maybe 3-5 minutes of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then
The rest is
It's
just
just-
disturbing.
the rest is just disturbing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 5 because genuinely that
Just didn't
Fake.
scare you.
home invasion scene was pretty like terrifying, and I was
Yeah.
on my toes.
Mm-hmm.
Satisfactory. I think I'm also gonna give it an 8. Same thing. Like I don't know, maybe if I would have watched it in like with a different mindset,
Yeah.
it would have been a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
It was disturbing.
Yeah.
It was very disturbing, uncomfortable. Um, I don't know. I left frustrated only because I love when the bad people die.
Yeah.
Except for like Michael, Freddie, all of that. But like
They don't count.
this kid was genuinely annoying. Like
Yeah.
Michael is not
Yeah.
annoying.
Luke
Freddie's
was
not
such a
annoying.
shitty kid.
Luke is genuinely annoying.
Yeah.
And he's a child.
Yeah.
So I was mad that he didn't die. But
Yeah.
I am glad that Ashley did survive.
I was gonna say I left as like a little satisfied that she left alive because I can only imagine what came up of like
After.
yes, like
Yeah.
obviously like since she lived, I'm hoping. And that's where it ends really. So we just end with her kind of waking up in an ambulance or
Yeah.
getting rolled into the ambulance, but that's about it. So I don't really know if like cuz what if she dies at the hospital? What if she dies on the way there? I don't know.
Right.
So I'm assuming my ending is that she lived and that she got to tell her story and then like her parents or his parents like I don't know, shipped him off to military school or something.
No. That they like
Or maybe even
arrested
murdered their
him.
own son. Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Arrested him, but yeah, like I'm assuming that he kind of got what he deserved, but for being such a shitty kid.
Same. All right. Well, this concludes this episode on Better Watch Out. As always, if today's episode intrigued you and you haven't watched this movie and would like to, you can watch it for free with ads on Pluto TV, Tubi, the Roku channel, and Plex, or with a subscription on Peacock, that's where I watched it, and Amazon Prime. You can also rent it for about $3.99 on YouTube Movies, Vudu, and Google Play Movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought there was going to be more after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us on this final episode of season 3 of ScreamCity. We appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us, and we truly appreciate all of y'all's support. It means the world to us. It really does. And getting messages from you guys on Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff
Yeah.
is really cool to us.
It's a good time.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a review and sharing it with your friends and family. And if you want to keep up with us, we will have our social media in the summary description.
You sound like the people who come on the intercom at the end of the night closing the stores.
Mhm.
Like, attention, so-and-so
Yeah.
shoppers. The time is so-and-so, so-and-so. Please gather the last items of your belongings. Yada, yada, yada. That's what you sound like.
Okay.
But we seriously can't thank you guys enough. This is, yeah, like Jessica said, our last episode of season 3. And season 4 will continue
Give or take.
in about 2 weeks or so. We're so excited. We're already kind of planning on what we want to review for the first few movies. Hint, hint. There was a really big hint in this movie for what we want our first movie, or yeah, our first movie for season 4 to be. But season 3 was so much fun, and I honestly can't wait to see what else we review in season 4. However, we still want to continue to hear from you while we're on our break. So please continue to listen to all of our other episodes to kind of catch up on what you haven't been able to listen to, and let us know your thoughts. And if you like this season and would like to tune into next season, well, keep up with us on Instagram.
Period.
And TikTok.
And
We're
TikTok, because
only,
we are 700 followers away from 10K.
it's from 10,000.
10,000.
I'm 10,000. I'm so excited.
Me too.
But with the hint of what our first movie for season 4 is going to be, is actually 2 of the actors that are in this movie.
And that's all we're going to give you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
if you've seen
some math.
2 of these actors together in a different movie, we'll just assume we will be covering that movie.
Just do some math or rewind.
Do some math and rewind.
And you'll know what movie we'll be covering for the
Yeah.
first episode of season 4.
Fun.
Anyway, before we end it, Monica,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think this
Tis
week's
high.
movie?
Tis high. Go ahead.
Do you think this week's movie was a movie?
This movie, I actually thought was a movie.
I thought this movie
This
was
movie
a
is
movie.
actually a movie.
This movie was a movie.
It was intense. Thrilling, intense, and disturbing.
It was very
Now, is it like as disturbing as, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that like really bothers me.
Any psychological movie.
That's
you know I
another
don't fuck
thing.
with
I was like, I
psychological
thought
movies.
this was a little bit more of the like psychological thriller
Yeah,
type
and-
part. which I thought is the part that you wouldn't like.
No, trust me, I
Of
did.
having
I
to-
did. I did think of psychological while I was watching it,
Yeah.
but it didn't give me that feeling as
It-
most do.
But
But
I
it was
think,
very
I think
close.
it's an overall really good movie, and I think if you haven't watched it, just watch it. But I do go in with the intention of, well, I guess if you've listened to this episode, then it doesn't help. But like, I was gonna say, like, go in with the intention of like not knowing what this movie is about, because I feel like there's a lot that happens in this movie, and it's pretty fast paced for the most part.
It is.
Like,
It's
a lot happens. in,
Yeah,
like
not slow
a short
burn or
amount of time.
anything. It's very quick.
So, but yeah, I thought it was a movie.
All
You thought it was
right.
a movie.
I thought it was a movie.
It was intense.
It wasn't not a movie. It was a movie.
That's true. Very
Right.
true.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks again, and we will talk to you guys not next week.
Keep up with us on Instagram on when we're gonna post first in January.
Yeah.
Talk to you next year.
See you
Losers.
guys next year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
holidays.
All the fun stuff.
And
That's pretty much
I'll see you guys next year. Anyway, as always, we've been your hosts, Jess.
And Monica.
Stay safe
And stay spooky.
Oof, that was scary. I can't wait to come back next week.